Hello, good people. Welcome to my channel. Please, if it's your first time to meet my videos, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. Also, don't forget to follow on my TikTok. All right. So, in June exam preparation, right? We are given a question based on chemistry. We are given a question based on chemistry, right? So, for each and every question which fall under chemistry, right? You need to be familiar with a periodic table. You need to be familiar with a periodic table. Just because most of the questions which are given under chemistry section are just brought especially by the use of what you call periodic table. All right. So we are given a question based on a hydrocarbon C contains 86% of carbon, right? A hydrocarbon C contain 86% of carbon, right? So from there, we are also given 14% of hydrogen by mass, right? A hydrocarbon C contain 86% of carbon and 14% of hydrogen by mass. Calculate the empirical formula of C. We want to calculate the empirical formula of C. So, for you to be familiar with this question, what you have to know here is, first of all, you have to know what is a hydrocarbon. What is a hydrocarbon? A hydrocarbon is just a compound made up of hydrogen and oxygen only. A hydrocarbon is just a compound made of hydrogen and carbon only, right? So, that's what you call a hydrocarbon. We shall see later on this topic, which is known as hydrocarbon, breaking down the concept which falls under hydrocarbon, right? So our main concern here is to calculate the empirical formula. We want to calculate the formula being generated from this given 86% of carbon and 14% of hydrogen, right? So there are certain steps that need to be followed for us to come up with the empirical formula. Remember, we are given 4 marks for that question, right? So let's now move on to the solutions. Moving on to the solutions, I can write solution here. Let's just try to break up these steps for us to come up with the correct solution for this empirical formula. We want to come up with the empirical formula. I mean to say we are going to form a certain formula consists of a certain number of carbons and a certain number of hydrogen, since it's a hydrocarbon. So basically what you have to do here is first of all, remember we are given a carbon here and also a hydrogen. So for carbon, I can just use letter C. Then if for hydrogen, I can use a letter H, right? Just from the periodic table, this one is the symbol for carbon, this one the symbol for hydrogen. If you are doing combined science, try to be familiar with these symbols that are used to indicate the given elements of a periodic table. Right, remember we are given a carbon which is 86%. So under carbon, I'm going to write 86 here. At some point, you might be given in percent. These values might be given in percent or in grams, right? So don't much focus on the symbol or the units, right? You are given in percent. At some point, might be given in grams. Just focus with the given numbers. Just ignore the given percent or grams, right? Under hydrogen, I have 14, right? That's the first step you are supposed to do for us to come up with the empirical formula. Please, let's try to subscribe so that our channel will grow and we will continue to upload more videos, right? So from there, that's the first step. So the second step is to divide by the mass of carbon. The next step is to divide by the mass of carbon. Just remember, under periodic table, the elements are always given in this form. I can just say this is M, this is N, meaning to say X is an element, X is your element, X is your element. That element, it might be a carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sodium, magnesium, etc., chlorine, potassium, calcium, etc. This is your element. Then this letter M is representing the mass number. Letter M is representing the mass number. Then N is representing the proton number, right? The number of protons are indicated here. So the number of protons, just remember the number of protons is also the position of an element when considering a periodic table. So this one is the mass. So considering this periodic table, we have to know the mass of carbon. The mass of carbon. Remember, carbon is a proton number of 6. Carbon is located at number 6 under this periodic table. Then the mass of carbon, since it's located number 6 under periodic table, which is a proton number, then the mass of carbon is now 12. The mass of carbon is now 12. You can just check here. You can just check here. We are considering the carbon. We are considering the carbon. The carbon is here with the mass of 12. Then considering hydrogen. Hydrogen has the proton number of 1 and is a mass of also 1. So from there, I have to divide by 12, right? That's the mass. I divide by the mass number, right? Then I divide here by 1. That's also the mass number, right? From there, I have to divide now. Let me just divide. So we are saying, let me just use this calculator. We are saying 86, all right, divided by 12. This gives us 7, 166666667 and so forth. If you divide this, we get 1 into 14, we still get 14. Right. So from there, we come up with this number, right? So from there, remember we want to come up with the empirical formula. How many number of carbon do we have? How many number of hydrogen do we have? So third step now is to divide by the smallest ratio. Which one is the smallest ratio here? We have 7 point something, we have 14. This one is the smallest ratio. So I have to say 7.1666 and so forth. Then here we divide by 7.1666 and so forth. This will cancel this. So we divide by the smallest ratio. Divide by the smallest ratio, right? Divided by the smallest. We divide both sides by the smallest ratio. All right. So this will cancel. This will get 1 here. Now we'll get 1 here. Then if you say 14 divided by 7 point, I will say 14 divided by 7.16666 equals, we get 1.953, 1.953, 1.953, and so forth. Right. Remember, we want to come up with the empirical formula. All right. So we have the ratio for carbon. We only have 1 carbon here. Right. So meaning to say, for this number, we are going to round off this number to the nearest whole number. Application of mathematics. All right. So we are going to round this number correct to the nearest whole number. Right. This one is already rounded off with 1 here. Then for this, if you round off to the nearest whole number, meaning to say whole number is 1, we are going to concentrate with this value 9. So 9 is above 5. If a number is above 5 or is equivalent to 5, we are going to add 1 to the next number here. So meaning to say, if you add 1 here, we get 2. So this becomes 1:2. That's our ratio. But probably, remember, we are going to come up with the empirical formula, which is, how many number of carbons do we have? The number of carbons we have is 1. So it becomes C, right? How many number of hydrogen do we have? Is 2. So it's CH2. This is our empirical formula. All right. So please, guys, if it's your first time to meet my videos, especially on TikTok or on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and also follow to my TikTok so that you always receive more videos on this platform. In preparation for June, stay tuned. We are going to host a seminar, right? Probably on this or that seminar, we are going to attack how to deal with questions involving calculations. We are going to attack how to attempt multiple choice. Also, some basics under um, answering techniques. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just enjoy this video.